You have got some maps created by this society. So these we can call as social maps, like how you have got one India map, world map, some other map. Similarly, the society also makes some maps. So these maps decide how we react. Then again, these social maps sometimes are again three types. Sometimes people say, okay, it's in your family, your grandfather was like that, your father was like that. This is your this family is like this. So it can be good or bad. One family may have a good name, another family has got a bad reputation. But this is actually termed as genetic determinism. Similarly, there is a psychic determinism, which actually comes from your own parents, your upbringing, your experiences, all this stuff. Similarly, we have got the third one, which is environmental determinism. That means your environment around you, like your boss, your spouse, your economic situation, all these things will also give you some maps. So what you are actually doing is you are always trying to use these maps, and what you do on a daily basis is when you see something happening, that stimulus, like that's actually affecting you. So when there is a stimulus which is prompting you to do something, what you are actually doing, you are immediately responding. Somebody scolds you, you scold back. Somebody comments you, you comment back. So why it is happening? All of us, all automatically, without your too much of thinking, because you have got these three maps already fed in your mind. You are a victim of that. So you have stimulus, you immediately give a response. This is actually reactive model. Let us understand this. The conditioning, genetic, psychic, or environmental, the conditioning is giving you some maps, and your behavior is influenced by these maps. So when there is a stimulus, you immediately make a response. This we need to change as leaders. So then, how to become proactive? What does proactivity mean? Here it is. It's not merely taking the initiative, but also learning that I am responsible to make things happen. My behavior is a function of my decisions, not my conditions. So it's not just, see, look at the word pro and active. Pro means in favor of, activity means doing something. It's not just, you are just taking initiative to do something, but you are fully taking the responsibility. You want to make things happen. You don't wait that somebody tells you, please, you are a student, you have to read. If someone should not come and tell you that you have to read. You are an employee, you need to work. Someone else should not come and tell you, yes, you are an employee, you have to work. You do it automatically by yourself. Not just doing that, you take responsibility, you take decisions. You are not shy of taking decisions. But you are not blaming your conditions, you are not blaming your environment. This is important. If you are blaming the environment, you are reactive. If you are not blaming the environment, yes, you know that there are problems, but then what you can do to solve the problems, that's important. That is proactivity. So we are by nature, the nature made us to be proactive. But the conditioning we received right from our childhood, this is making us reactive. So please understand, we all have got our conditioning. With this conditioning, we are actually making ourselves reactive. If you know that your conditioning is not working correctly, get rid of it, break it, make new conditioning, make proactive conditioning. So which effectively means that you become a leader. So that's what we need to understand. Now, earlier we have seen, when you are reactive, your stimulus means any external event, anything happening outside you is a stimulus, which is stimulating your thought process, stimulating your behavior. Now with proactive mindset, what you are going to do is you have freedom to choose. It's not just stimulus and response. no, like in the reactive situation. Now you are in proactive situation. You are in a good state. You are in a good mental frame of your mind. So when you have stimulus, before you take the response, you are using something called freedom to choose before giving a response. So you have stimulus and response. In between, you have freedom to choose. That comes from your proactive mindset. How? When you have freedom to choose, you have 4 powers which comes within you. So one is self-awareness. We read about what is Atman, how it drives us. It's always self-conscious. So this self-awareness is something which will help you. Then you imagine the situation. Like you have the imaginative power, right? We can say, okay, this is happening. See, I am observing myself that I am now getting angry. But shall I react immediately now? Or am I doing wrong? Earlier, we did not have the time to think. Just because we were reactive, we responded immediately. Somebody comments, you immediately comment. Even if your boss comments, you immediately comment and spoil the relation. But this time, let us say the boss commented you for something. Now you are thinking, okay, is it correct what he said? Okay, I'm getting angry. Yes, I understand that I'm getting angry. But is it correct what he said? Maybe yes. So you imagine the situation. Okay, if I do something seriously wrong, it will further damage my relation with him. Okay, boss is not bad. Only his comment is a bit difficult for me. But okay, I understand what he said is right. So let me change. So you are imagining the situation. Then your conscience, which is again coming from your Atma, from your soul, is telling, yes, what he said is right. You made a mistake. Let us accept it. Please accept it humbly and tell him you will correct yourself. When all these 3 are working, your self-awareness, your imagination, your conscience, then you have also your independent will. Now, this is your manas, we can say in Sanskrit, independent will. You can decide, okay, shall I do this or this? Shall I do this good thing or this wrong thing? Your will tells you. But when you combine the other 3 as well along with your independent will, you will always do good things because your self-awareness does not cheat you. Your imagination can may help you visualize the situation. Your conscience never tells you the lies or leads you to wrong path. Then with all these things, what you do? You choose a response, and more often than not, this particular response will be on the right path. So now you have the same stimulus like in the past, but now you are proactive. So now what is happening is you are using your 4 inner powers: self-awareness, imagination, conscience, and independent will. And with these, you are choosing your appropriate response for the situation. Even if that response is to be tougher on someone, to take some action, you still are not worried because you are consciously, with your wholeheartedness, you are doing this with full awareness of what is happening. So from a reactive mindset, stimulus and response, you are now developing your proactive mindset where between stimulus and response, you are, even if it happens for a few seconds, you are still doing your 4 mental exercises using your self-awareness, imagination, conscience, and independent will, and then you are choosing something. So this is the path to have your proactive model in your mind. This is the path you become the leader in the first place. Okay, now we understood how it works. Now how to be proactive. As already we discussed, take the initiative. You are the leader, you are responsible, and you are values driven. You are not conditions driven now, you are values driven now. Similarly, you understand that you need to act, or what will happen? The society will act upon you. For example, you are an employee, you don't wait. If you are proactive, you don't wait. But if you are reactive, you keep waiting. Then what happens? Somebody else will take decision, and you have to follow the decision. It's not wrong that others will take a decision, but if you do your part to collectively make a good decision in your company, it will be good for you, for everyone else. And if all people don't behave as leaders, just they are laid back, they don't want to take any risk, they don't want to do anything, then if some XYZ becomes an influencer and he becomes some authority, they definitely will tell you to do something. Then you have to do something, which is not the good thing. So take the initiative, be responsible, act, voluntarily with full awareness. So it's also important sometimes that psychologically you need to be listening to your own language. You should not actually get unnecessarily influenced by victim speak. Always try to check your language, whether it's publicly spoken language or whether it's your internal language, what you are telling to yourself. So keep observing yourself. Again, self awareness. Keep observing yourself. Some examples. If you are reactive for any situation, for example, you can say, there is nothing I can do here. But when you are proactive, you say, okay, it's a tough situation, but let me look at the alternatives. Similarly, you are a small employee, there are other managers. You are telling to yourself or to other people, no, they don't allow us to do that. So I think it will not work. Reactive language. Proactive, you will say, yeah, the situation is tough, but I can create an effective presentation. Maybe I can go and convince my managers. Proactive language. Similarly, oh, that guy makes me angry. He's a very bad guy. Proactive side. Yeah, yes, it's not so easy, but I know that I can control my feelings. I will control myself. I will come out of the situation. Proactive language here. Similarly, the reactive guy. Oh God, I have to do this. There is no other way. I have to do this. Reactive. On the proactive side, yeah, I am responsible. I have to make things happen. So I will choose a suitable response in this particular situation. Yeah, you can keep giving hundreds of examples. Like for every reactive speech in your mind, with your conscious awareness and your effort, you can always, transform your reactive language into proactive language, which will empower you internally. So empowering will actually happen right in your brain. So just by knowing that, okay, reactive behavior is this, proactive behavior is this. So I decide now that I don't want to be reactive anymore. From today, I understand, I believe that this is the path for becoming a leader. So I want to be proactive. So this is how I think, this is how I speak, this is how I behave. So that's it. So being proactive is more of your transformation in your mind and then taking your initiatives in the external world.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.